Oh, computer's running slow this morning. Running a little slow. Good morning. Good morning, people. Running a little slow. I'll give it a minute to catch up. Give it a little minute to catch up. Happy Monday. I want to talk about reality today, if we can. Reality. What is reality? What is real? I asked a great question this week. We got some great answers. Reality. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy Monday all day today. Good morning. Get everything up here rolling. Boom, 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 boom. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Good morning, Lori. Thank you for sharing. Good morning, Jasmine and Hillary and Tony and Lori and Rebecca. Doom, 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 doom. What is real? And do you feel that that is oxygen you're breathing in your nose? Questions. All kind of questions. I really don't have many answers. I got a lot of questions. I'm questioning reality. I'm questioning reality because y'all, the way y'all answered the question, y'all jacked me up. All weekend I was thinking about reality. What the hell is reality? What is real anymore? As kids, we used to say, be real. They still say that. What is real? How do you define real? Do other people live your real reality? Good morning, Trish, Adam, Jasmine. Open Facebook and boom, G Live feed thing pops up. That's how it happens, Jasmine. Every now and then it'll pop up. What is real? Oh, I'm probably gonna get in trouble today. Real. Who did that? Tiffany did that post on filters. Did y'all see the Yoda filter? Oh, gosh, we change our reality, but I kind of think reality is a subjective thing. I do. I don't think there's reality. I give up. I'm done. I get it. I'm done. I give up. I don't think there's reality. I think everybody's got their own reality. I think your reality is formed in your own head between your personality, your brain, what you sense, and everything. Some people are in that 5 survival senses. Other people are moving beyond that. Some people are spiritual. Other people believe in the ABC reality, and CBS and NBC. Good morning. Brother Adam, good morning. Good morning. Happy birthday, Adam's mama. That's my mama too. Everybody's mama's everybody's mama. That's just how we get down. That's how it happened. We all came from the same people. Good morning. Happy birthday, mama. Good morning. All right, got that going. Must be a top fan. Oh, you must be a top fan. Yo, Jasmine, you a top fan? Did they make you a top fan of the page or something? Good morning, Mark and Joshua and Rebecca. Did y'all have a good weekend? Was it real? Did y'all have a real weekend? Was it real? People enjoy your reality? I'm still reading the comments on that post. I'm still reading. Deja vu. Oh, this is what I posted a minute ago. Deja vu. What the hell is deja vu? I was thinking deja vu is just your thoughts and your mind's way of saying, hey, dummy, time travel's real. I travel in time all the time. I leave you here, but I travel in time all the time. That's what I think deja vu is. Because what else is deja vu? It's your mind going forward in time like, oh, damn. Oh, Lord. Maybe I should tell a dummy. And it comes back and it shows you an image of what's going to happen. But I think it's a hint. It's just telling us that thoughts it's not concerned with gravity and time and the little silly things we are. Your thoughts travel in time all the damn time. That's the reality I live in. I live in a reality where I really don't know what's real. I don't think I know what's real. I think I'm giving up, yo. I think I'm just gonna cash in my chips. I don't know what reality is. I have no idea. Let me see. Good morning. Perception is reality, whatever that looks like. Exactly, Hillary. Perception is reality, whatever that looks like, whatever it tastes like, smell like, and it tastes and smell like something different to everybody else. Everybody's got their own reality. I think it's 7 billion different realities. That's what and you make your own realities, don't you? That's what that's where I'm kind of at. Human beings are manifestation engines. I was thinking about the double slit experiment in quantum physics. Where they do the double slit experiment where they say, you know, if you look at the particle going through the spectrum, and go ahead, I'm gonna do a pre-shut up because I know I'm gonna say it wrong. A pre-shut up. When you observe the particle going through the spectrum, if you look at it, it's a particle. If you don't look at it, it's a wave. You know what I think? I think it's always a wave. And they say, well, the measuring device makes it a particle. It interacts with it. I don't think that's true. I don't think I believe that anymore. I think I'm done. I've changed my reality. I think it's when you think about the experiment and you think about the particle going through the spectrum, whatever it is, the double slit experiment in quantum physics, I think when you think about it, then it became a particle. I don't think it was a particle on the data from the device measuring it. I think it got created when you thought about it, because your mind doesn't care about this time. Your mind doesn't care about where we are. Your mind is jumping all over. Your mind, your thoughts, whatever we are, is spirituality. It's not enslaved to time. It's not enslaved to gravity, and that's all time is. It's an equation between gravity and electromagnetism and something else. I don't know what the hell reality is. And I think we're all at different levels of reality too. What's going on with the comments this morning? I don't see any comments coming up. But what is real? What is real? I don't think we really know. All right, I just wish that comment's not coming up. I see the comments coming up. I'll read it over here while I'm waiting. Good morning, Dave Marie. Good morning, Dale. Good morning, Susan. Close your eyes and make a new calm reality. Yeah. Ooh, isn't that important too? Good morning, Sharon. Isn't that important too, Lori? Being calm. You have to be calm. Because when you get excited, you ruin yourself, you break yourself. Somebody else drives your reality. Because getting upset is like giving someone else control of your reality, right? Like that's like giving somebody hooks into you, making you a puppet, right? Because they can say something and get you upset and you begin to do that puppet thing. So absolutely, having control over it. I gotta show you this picture real quick. I gotta show you. And of course, keep in mind, I didn't know what they were talking about when she first posted this. I had no idea. Hold on. Because she said something about, do y'all take filters on dates? Because Tiffany was asking the women, so y'all girls, y'all take your filters on your dates? And I was like, filters? What's she talking about? Because sometimes young people say stuff, and I have no idea what they're talking about. I won't show you that one. But they take the filters. I think this is what she was talking about. Because I was thinking about how you meet someone, you don't meet the true them, you meet the representative. And I looked at this, someone posted this and I realized what they were talking about. Oh, do you take your filters on the dates? Oh, changing your reality. Do you? And I had a good time. I was laughing with it. Meanwhile, I got a filter on mine right damn there. I mean, I don't have like a bunny nose and some ears and, soft skin or anything like that. But I think I got a funky one. I'm not changing it because it was good. I did it on Halloween. I got away with it. Anyway, and this is an attempt to change reality, isn't it? I think there are people who do it for fun, and I know I'm gonna get in trouble with that because I don't think they like it. I'm gonna change the music real quick. We'll get started. It doesn't matter, people here. We got to get going. Well, we like to change our reality, and I think there are people who do it for fun. There are people who do it because it's interesting and stuff. But then there are people who do it because they don't think that they're pretty. Right? They live in this false reality that other people get to determine what's pretty. And I don't think that's true. I think that's stupid. I think that's too controlling. Why would you let other people tell you what attractive is? Besides the fact, not even your face. You're spiritual. You're a spiritual creature. So I like that. I found that to be quite interesting. But it kind of falls in line with the reality and the news. I was thinking about the news this weekend, how that forms everyone's reality, or people who watch it, their reality. It doesn't form mine. I didn't watch it at all. I don't know what the hell is going on. I don't know what's going on in your world. I really don't care what's going on in the billionaires world. I don't care what's going on in the elite world. Usually it's just trying to get me emotional to change my behavior. Same way with Yoda. Yoda, you're ugly, you're wrinkled, you got too much gray, because he smoothed everything out. And I think maybe wrinkles are okay. Maybe gray hair is okay. Maybe you shouldn't let other people shame you into modifying. Not to say that that's what y'all doing. I'm not saying that's what you're doing at all. Everybody does it for different reasons. Some people like me just don't take Facebook seriously. It's just fun. I don't know. My picture looks like an anus with some hair on it and some teeth. And some eyes. To me, that's kind of funny. I don't really take this seriously. This is kind of a game. But what is reality? Emotional self-control. Yeah, Adam, if you're calm, you got emotional self-control. you control your reality. If you don't, then you're not. And I was looking on the thread. It was good because people were commenting. I like to read comments. And I think one of the sisters wrote that, you know what? When I go on dates, I wish I could take a filter. I ain't got no filter. You know, she was just like, you know, which is actually a good thing. I think you should be yourself. I think you should be who you are. You know, some people aren't supposed to be calm. No, right there, to Adam and Lori's point, you know, be calm. Not everybody's supposed to be calm. Some people don't have self-control. I think sometimes it's important to know who doesn't have self-control. I mean, me personally, I don't talk about dating and nothing like that. Just meeting people. Like, I want to know. I want to know who's got self-control, who does. I don't want you bringing a filter to the date, not for your skin, nor your emotions, or your sociality. I don't want none of that. I want to know who you are. I need to know. Oh, I need to know. I love life. I need to know. It's like the whole Federal Reserve and who owns America and all that stuff. If American citizens even exist anymore. That's what I was looking at this weekend too. But I don't like to waste my time. That's why I want to know who you are. You know, just bring it. Somebody, they pulled me into drama this weekend. Did y'all see that? I don't even want to talk about it, but did y'all see that? They trying to pull me in. I don't know why. What did I do? I did not ask for this. You and your, what did I get called? I got a name. What was the name? I speak a lot of bullshizzle. I speak bullshit. I don't think we're friends anymore. I love you, sis. If you're watching, I still love you. And I think we should be friends again. If you unfriended me and you send me a friend invite, we're gonna be friendly and friends again. I will not charge you the surcharge for refriending. I think she said I talk a lot of bullshizzle and something else. Oh, I have a Dalai Lama complex. That's what it was. And I was enjoying it. I don't know. I posted and people came to my defense. They're like, "Oh, shut up!" They did. I was like, "No, she's right. She's right. I respect the Dalai Lama. I do. I appreciate his reality and the words that come out of his mouth. Not all of them, like everybody else. And I probably do talk a lot of bullshit. I do. I'm pretty sure I do. I think I do. Because you know why? I'm in my own reality. I'm not in yours. I'm not, and when you speak things that are true to your reality, it should sound like bullshit to somebody else. Some people, it's their reality right here. They got this. This is what they think they look like. That's not what we see, but that's okay. That's what they see, and that's fine with that. They don't need to change their profile picture. So I think I'm gonna change my profile name to either Bully Shama, Bullshizzleama, or Dolly something like that. You know what? I think she's right. Y'all don't need to defend me. I was like, you're right. Sis, send me an invite if you unfriended me. I think my friend list went down. But I think that's a dangerous thing. When you're questioning someone's reality, it's supposed to get offensive. They're supposed to get aggressive. They're not supposed to like that. Like, hey, let me get rid of Yoda real quick. Like this was a part in the movie. Oh, the comments still aren't working right here. I feel like I'm by myself. I see all these comments over here, but they're not appearing right there. This is annoying. I don't know what's going on. But I see emoticons coming up, so I don't know. But this was the point in the movie The Matrix where he said, I think this is the part, and if it's not the part, I'm lying. I don't really care. He said, do you think that is air that you're breathing? He said real deep, because that's Morpheus. I don't think this is air that we're breathing. I think it's dark energy. I think it's dust, and I think it's human skin, and I think there's whole bunch of particles and neutrinos and things that don't collect light. Because like that, on that same point, we only see what absorbs light. And I think somebody posted the other day, I don't know, I think Susan posted, I don't know if it's a hashtag fake news, but I don't care, I'm gonna go with it. She said that from the sun, we only see something like 2% of the light, 4% of the light. If she said 8%, then that's fake news. I'm lying on her too. I told you I talk a lot of bullshit because it's my mind is what I remember. And if we're only seeing very few of the spectrums that even come out of the sun, there's a lot we're not seeing. Right? If our eyes only see what absorbs, and what absorbs light is a spectrum, and it reflects back, and over 80-90% of what's coming out of the sun is being absorbed by something else that we can't see, then the vast majority of things in our existence we actually can't see. You get what I'm saying? You know why a plant is green? Photosynthesis, right? It's reflecting green light. It's taking it in. The rest is passing through it. So what about everything else? That's what I'm saying. I question reality. I had no idea what's real. But yeah, Adam, I'm holding on to my emotions. Let me get down in the comments because I want the daggone comments to work. Hang on. I'm gonna try to pull something here. Doesn't want to work. Make it work. Missy Elliott. Did y'all see the Missy Elliott meme? Y'all see the Missy Elliott meme? Hashtag. Somebody did that on Fox News. Did y'all see that too? There's a lot of things on my mind this weekend. But reality, somebody went on Fox News and they were talking about dogs, police dogs or something like that. He's like, okay, thank you. And, any last words or something like that. And he's like, yeah, well, you adopted police dogs and you want to pick one that's right for you and da-da-da-da. And at the end of it, he said, yeah, oh yeah, and Epstein didn't kill himself. And the Fox News guy was like, huh? And then they cut him off. That was hilarious. I don't know if it was real, but, I don't believe in their reality. Who said fake world? Jasmine? Yeah, I don't believe in their reality. I don't believe in their reality. I don't believe anything anymore. I'm done. I told you I'm finished. I don't believe anything on the news. I don't believe anything the billionaires say, the elite say. I'm done with all of it. I'm done. I don't care. I think for right now, I'm going to call hashtag fake news on everything that's on the news because I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm tired of them lying to me. We need an open source world. We don't know what's real. We don't know reality. And so I'm done with all of it. I'm done with y'all fussing and arguing, fighting over what's in the news because they're always lying to you. From now on, I'm going to use history and common damn sense. The kings and lords always lied to you. They always use their news to lie to you. All right. That's what I'm saying. I think I'm done with their reality. I'm going to read comments and I'm going to just let y'all go with it. We could look at the fake if you want. You can look at the old fake. Let me see. And for at least a week, I can't click on emoticons to see who put in their Facebook. Oh, it's acting lame, antisocial, imagine. Yeah. If you die young, you never get to see white hair and wrinkles on yourself. And that's why white hair and wrinkles are good, Lori, aren't they? They're a sign that you've been here a minute and you know a thing or two. When you see people with white hair and wrinkles, you're supposed to shut up, sit down, and ask them how the world looks. Look, you're not supposed to tell them. I got in trouble over the Greta thing too. Oh, Lord have mercy. It's not about Greta. It's not about Greta. It's not about Greta. I tried to explain this a little minute ago. It's not about Greta. I'm against the idea of people with wrinkles, gray hair, who stink, smell funny, and like mothballs, being child-splained to. I'm done. I'm not interested in that. You know what? I'm gonna tell you a little secret too about Greta, because people coming to her defense. I have not heard one word she said. I have not heard. I didn't listen to one word. I know y'all upset. People tell me stuff and I see y'all post stuff, but I don't have time. I don't really, honestly, I love Greta to death. She's my little sister. Love her to death. I don't give two damns what she has to say about dating, love, marriage, climate change, geoengineering, California wildfires. I love her to death. But if you, anybody, if you just, I'm not interested. So I don't know anything that she's actually even said. And I engage in conversation about it all the time, but I engage from a principle perspective, right? Little children, you get your little children together and you get them on stage and they're going to tell me about life. I'm not going to buy a ticket. I'm not going. I think there's more important things to do. People with gray. Oh, speaking of that, Lori, ooh, did you see that flower? Did y'all know what happened to me this weekend? Y'all people ain't on my Facebook. I got a lot of plants. I got them all over my office. And so for about a week now, I keep smelling this funny thing in my office. Keep smelling this. It was, and I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm sensitive when it comes to things like smells and bad breath and stuff. And so I kept getting a whiff of something. Oh. Anytime the wind kicked up a little bit and something went by my nose. Good. The hell, because it was a really stale kind of smell. You know what I'm talking about, Lori, old people. I love old people, but y'all smell a little funny, that's all. And it was a weird smell, and I was thinking maybe I didn't brush my teeth are broken, my tongue ain't working right. Maybe I'm getting old and halitosis is kicking in, my tongue is getting a little raw or something. Because I kept smelling it. It was it's not me, but nobody else is in here. You know how sometimes you smell a little flatulence? Nobody else is in the car. And you're oh, anybody's in there. It's one that slept out. I tell you what it is. I tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna show you what it is. If you're not on my Facebook, I'm gonna show you what it is. And the comments are not working today. I have no idea. Oh, hang on. All right. Well, it's too much. It's too much. Too much. Now, I think I took. Yeah, I took. I found out what the smell was. I found out what it was. Not me, and I was happy and pleased as punch. I was like, nope. My soap is working. My toothbrush is working. My breath hadn't gone that way yet. I tell you what it is. There are some creatures in nature that want to change your reality. Ooh, this is on topic too. This is on topic. This actually gonna make some sense. This is a good analogy. I don't see it. They want to change your reality, right? Because why do flowers smell good? They smell good because they smell sweet to attract the bees and the pollinators. They want us monkeys and mammals to come eat their fruit and poop it out 100 miles away with seeds surrounded by some nitrate goo. And then there are flowers that they're plants that just don't have nothing to do with you. They don't like you. I know. It's kind of weird. All plants came out of the ocean, and some of them, they ended up in the desert, but just like, you know what? We ain't got nothing to do with y'all monkeys. We done. We've seen you as mammals swimming in the ocean. You stink, you're foul. Yeah, I know you can eat our seed and poop it out somewhere else, but we do not want a symbiotic relationship with you. And you know what they did? I might have to show you my phone, because I don't see it on my feed. I gotta go way down my feed to find it. Dang it. I post that much this weekend? Well, I found out what the smell was. I was a little disappointed too, because I think a lot of people that came in my office and they were like, ew. Because it was, goodness gracious. I'm gonna show you. Oh, here it goes. This is it. This is it right here. Nope, that's not. Oh my goodness. This is why I lose friends all the time. I got a lot of questions. I'm thinking about stuff all the weekend. You always on Facebook all the time. No, actually I'm not. I'm just doing things and thoughts come to my mind. All right, here we go. I'm not gonna find it. I'm not gonna have you sit here looking at me. But I tell you what it was. The funky smell. It was a cactus. It was one of my cactus. My cactus was actually blooming. And I didn't know what it was. It was pretty. It's a pretty flower too. It's a real pretty flower. But it was a cactus that learned how to change its reality. It knew that it didn't want to get eaten. And so it had a flower. And from a distance, it smelled like bad breath. But when you get right up on it, oh, goodness have mercy. Goodness have mercy. I can't find the picture. I was going to show it to you. But there are a lot of plants that do that. When you smell it right up front, it smells like death. No, actually, no, not really. There's a death flower. It actually smelled like anus. It smelled like anus on a fresh breeze. It actually smelled like warm anus on multiple anuses. It pushed mammals away. It created a flower with a flavonoid scent that I'm gonna label Botiticus flatulensiensis. That's the name. Lori, that's the name of the plant, by the way. She was asked. It puts that scent on the air to change your reality, to make the mammals think that you shouldn't eat me. I'm not actually a flower. I'm a pile of doo-doo. Anyway, I was good. I was pleased, and it was good that I didn't realize I found the smell. And I have no idea what kind of cactus it is. I have no idea. It was pretty. I bought it, and it flowered. I didn't know it was flowering. I just smelled the smell for a week before I really realized that my bathtub is actually working. All right. I'm sorry. I'm gonna run my mouth about the weekend. Let me see. They made us hate ourselves and love their wealth. Yes, they do, Janet. They do. They created the reality. They created a reality where wealthy people are good people. Poor people need to go to prison and be shot by police and be arrested. And people believe it. They created our reality, and we're born into it, right, Janet? We're born into it. Children are born into debt. They have no option where they have to go get a job so they can buy a little piece of land that they actually never will own. Just to survive. They created this matrix reality. That's what I'm saying. I'm not interested in the reality anymore. Because you have people, Janet, who are still like debating governments and politics and billionaires and what nation should we invade and who should we steal resources from and all that stuff. And it's all based in this core construct that it's a good idea for the people with the most jewels to own reality. And I don't think they should. I don't think that should be the reality anymore. But most people love their wealth, and this is the problem. They don't want to get rid of this idea of a few having power over most. They want to have the power over most. That's why they want to eat the rich. I relate to that cactus. Patricia, Patricia, you do that? Do you bloom and make a funky scent? You bloom just like, to keep people away. I have some friends who do that, but they got to drink beer and eat the beer nuts and stuff first. You either are in control or you're being controlled. And I point on Adam, you're either in control of yourself, you're in control of your life, or other people are controlling you. I absolutely agree. And going back to what the sister said, Patricia, yes. There are times where you need to clear a room, and sometimes you got to clear the room. And you choose how you want to clear the room, right? I do, Patricia, and it's not flatulence. I don't think I've done that. No, not to clear the room. But I clear my Facebook friends. Every now and then when I got too many friends posting on things that just I don't think are and my friends list fill up, I'll post some aliens or something and they'll fall away. I know how to clear a room. Sometimes you gotta clear a room. All right, there we go. Amiga never gets Miss Witt never gets her notifications. She said, thank you for sharing. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning, Angie. Spectrums of self-control. Yes, Jasmine. And I want more spectrums of controlling myself. I don't want to put my emotions out there on strings and let other people dance me around like a puppet. And it's not just government. It's not just government and television and news and political parties that dance people around their emotions like they're little puppets, little toys. It's also each other. We do that to each other. We do things to outrage each other. Husbands do it to wives, wives do it to husbands, and I think we all need a lot less of trying to control other people with their emotions. Just accept that your reality is your reality, other people's reality is other people's reality, and everybody's in a different place on a different level. You see color different than everybody else, you smell different than everybody else. Like you smell, not smell, but you smell something, it's like, oh, that smells wonderful. Somebody's like, oh, that's horrible. I was at where was that? I was at the checkout counter this morning. Somebody felt they would need to change my reality, make me think that they're not a 98% monkey. So the brother had all this cologne. I don't like cologne. I don't like cologne. I don't like cologne. I don't like perfume. I don't like none of those things because they're false realities. It's like the filter. Let me go back to Yoda again. It's like filters. Like you're putting on a filter and you're like creating a false reality. Who's that calling me this morning? I'm busy talking to the people right now. False realities. And you create a false reality like you smell good, and you don't smell good. You've got a funk and an odor, and this is why you can't really talk about Yoda and wanting to have smooth skin. Right? This is why you can't front on this, because we all do it. We all create these little realities for everybody. Because we think there's something wrong with us, maybe sometimes. Sometimes we're having fun, but other times maybe there is a psychological little thing there. We all have filters, all of us do. So Tiffany, I have to go back on that. Everybody has a filter and everybody shows up with the filter. I have filters. I don't know what they all are. And when I find them, I try to get rid of them, but we all got filters. We got cologne filters and perfume filters, and Cactus got filters, and Ogres got filters, and political parties have filters. Ooh, Epstein Islands have filters. Everybody has filters. And the other Epstein Islands that they're not going to tell you about, they got filters that your elites in Washington and the British government are still going to. They're not going to tell you about them. They got filters. Everybody got filters. Everybody's censoring. This is why I don't blame the federal government at all. They get away with it. We consent to it, so they should keep putting the filters up. While you went on a date with them, you believe they smell like their cologne, that they smell pretty and delicious, like some roses and flowers. Really, they're hiding funk. You know, you're not an American citizen. We're all still subject to the Queen because they tricked us with birth certificates and social security numbers, and you act like you're a citizen. And like, there's no more American citizens. Y'all know that. The funny thing, I think Susan posted. I think you posted it this weekend. I'm gonna show you what she posted. I'm gonna go invade her page. No, Susan's page in public. I can't do that. Dang it. Susan, you should make your page public. You're too smart to have a private page. You need to step it up. She was posting on birth certificates. That's what I was thinking about. I'm like, why are people still voting? Hey, Adam, you're on top of this. You know what I'm talking about. And Susan does too. If you're not an American citizen, you don't have the rights of an American citizen. There's no Bill of Rights anymore. There's no Constitution. And why are you still acting like a citizen? Why are you still like, they literally told you, they made a false reality for you. They told you, yeah, you're gonna be citizens. Like, yay, we're free. And then then what was it? I forgot the name of it, something organic act or something like that. And we all became slaves and yeah, but you're still like, yay, we're free. I posted this weekend. I asked everybody. I said, "What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word free nation?" I gotta tell you, I gotta do it. Let me set it up though. I gotta set it up. I'm an American, and I post in America, and most of my friends are Americans. And I said, "What's the first thing that comes to mind when you hear the word free nation?" You realize that nobody said America. Nobody. None of them. Not one. You troglodytes. You free wanting to be things. Anyway, let me see. On the light spectrum, we only see 1%, so we can't see 99% of all the light. The mantis shrimp sees more light than any other creature. Right, Susan. And so going back to that, and that's the point I was making, is that you only see what's related to your 5 survival senses. When we say survival senses, do you guys know what we're talking about? Right? You're a monkey, right? You need to eat food, and so you develop the ability to find food, smell food, grab food, and eat the food. Right? And so you have 5 senses. You can see, you can hear, you can smell, whatever, just so you can survive. But then there's 6 sensing, and there's senses beyond that. But if you're still locked in those 5 senses, then your reality is those 5 senses. Hang on, let me turn this off. I'm not sure what this is. This is about my filters. But everybody has filters. And so if there's a lot more out there that we can't see, then you're not actually seeing reality. Because like some people posted, who I'm talking to, Susan? Some people posted that reality is what they can see and touch. If they can see and touch it, then it's real. And I'm like, there is a thing called a drone. And drones use software to sense things that we can't, right? Like sensors. I love sensing. Like you have, infrared and all of this. It can see you in your house and it can bomb you. And so you may not think the drone is real. You may not want the drone to be in your reality. However, the drone can see you in the dark. It's called infrared, and it will kill you. So we have to be focused on things that we just don't see, touch, and smell, because they will reach out and touch you. There's a whole lot out there that we can't see. And I think that's important. I think that we all need to really think about consciousness and start to go there. It's like, Sister Clemencia. She's one who, she lucid dreams a lot. She lucid dreams, and spirituality is important, right? Being able to understand there's a lot more out there than what we can see, and we need to be able to understand what these are. And I think there was a thread, we were discussing that with, I think Terry. And basically, I'm trying to remember my thought pattern. I'm always thinking about something. I know, I never stop. It doesn't, it's the coffee. I don't know. I'll be a dud later. But they control our reality because they control the technology. Like the whole point, technology is not bad. We've always had technology. Dependency is not bad. Dependency on technology is not bad. We've always been dependent on technology, since the wheel, the rock, the stick, the wrench, the houses, the caves. We've always been dependent. This is all technology. The only difference today is the technology was free, right? You didn't have patents. You didn't have patents. This is why I don't like patents. Everybody had access to the technology. Technology only enslaves you to their reality if a few control the technology. So technology is not bad. Automation is not bad. What's bad is what's different today. They own all the technology. And so they own our reality. They own all the things that you need to survive. That's the bad part, is we have this elite few who have access to all the technology, and they're the gatekeepers. And so they only show us the realities that they want us to live in. So there's the technological reality, but then there's a spirituality reality. Right? That's that whole thing that a lot of us are trying to sink our teeth into, and it's not that easy. The spiritual realm, the stuff the Tibetan monks talk about, right? There's that reality, So, I think 2 approaches, because I like solutions, is when you talk about it's technology reality, you got to open source that. Like we can't continue to do this. You can't continue to hide technology from people, because you can control them easier by controlling the reality. But you got to open source that. All that has to be open source. I'm not interested in any corporations and governments having secrets. That's default. That's one way we start to understand what is real in this realm. And 2, in the spiritual realm, is more people have to become more spiritual. You got to really try and think about tapping into that. Everybody has different abilities. Everybody has, 7 billion different types of spiritual creatures in monkey suits. And not everybody's attempting to do that, because they're still keeping a lot of people in the 5 sense survival reality. You know, when you're done with the five senses, when you got the food that you need, you don't need to do things to survive. You spend more time in consciousness and spirituality. You need more of that. So those are the two things I think we got to work on. Social media is a false reality. It absolutely is, Desiree. And who owns that? Mark Zuckerberg. He owns your reality. He owns your reality. And he's not lying to you. He's telling you very soon coming up, GMOs will be good. Okay? You will not be posting about GMOs being a problem. GMOs will be healthy, nutritious, and they'll be good for your health and your children. And good to be in their lunches. Vaccines will always work. That's the reality he wants. It's his site. He can do whatever he wants. That's exactly what he will do. What's the difference between filters and women who wear makeup, deodorant, cologne? Absolutely, and that was the point, Desiree. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. What's the difference between me? I got clothes on. You know that's a filter, right? It's a spectrum. Filter is a spectrum. That's what it is. We all have realities. I have this reality because I don't want people seeing me bucket naked walking around. I'm always bucket naked, but not, you know, I still got one more to put in college. You know, so I wear clothes when he's around. But I believe in Adam and Eve, and I believe in the whole nudist colony thing. I think the sun is great, and I think that, like Susan said, the things that come out of the sun we can't see that our body needs. Vitamin D3 is just one of them. You know, but everything's a filter. We live in filter world. We all probably have insecurities that we don't want to admit up to or understand and know about or whatever. And so we use things in their world that they give for us, their technologies, to cover up the natural things. I think that's a problem. I don't think that's good. I want everybody to be weirdly unique. Let me try something, try to bring the Facebook comments back in. I don't like this, Facebook. I don't know what y'all up to. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like it. All right. If you want your comment to show, you're gonna have to go on over to YouTube because Facebook is Facebook. I'm gonna make it big and see if I'm gonna make it big and see if Facebook wanna act right. I'm not even gonna touch that. Anyway, let me see. Go down. Saw that. It was funny as hell. Yeah, Tony, I enjoy Facebook. I love social media. They control it, but I'm not going anywhere. Beetles fertilize some plants. Those plants stink. Yeah, right, Rebecca, because there's a, what is that called? A dung beetle, right? A dung beetle. And that could be what it is. The cactus could be like, you know what? I need to deal with the dung beetles. I'm not trying to deal with you. And it's trying to invite the dung beetle. You know, but it's working within its own reality. Everything in nature works within its own reality. And it evolves in that direction. The only thing that doesn't work within its own reality is us. Because we have televisions and we have fears. You know, everything is evolving these relationships with everything else, and it's living in its own reality. We are the only ones that are denied self. We're the only things that are fake. Let me see. Mike says he has more ribs. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Mike. That sounds like a dangerous topic. I'm not going to go there. Good morning, Christine. This whole, yeah, I know, sound kind of a little scripturalist. I don't know. I'm not going there. Good morning, Katie and Charles and Dawn. The corpse flower smells like rotting flesh. Only blooms every 10 years or so, right? Heaven, and that's what this kind of smelled like. It was pretty daggone funky. Good morning, Mark. Let me see. I'm gonna get that. I'm waiting for the Facebook comment. John and Daniel. Pray tell, what is the theme for today, G? The theme, Deborah, is reality. What is reality? What is real? I asked it on my page. Got a lot of good comments, but there are a lot of people here that aren't on the page. What is reality? And Deborah, my analysis of all my friends' input basically told me that there are 7 billion different human realities on this planet. And I think I'm good with that. And I think that makes sense to me. There are 7 different realities, and we are locked in a weird place in evolution where we're always trying to pull everybody else into our reality with cologne and perfume and filters on Facebook. That we should be okay with everybody's reality. Like, everybody's experience is real, and everybody's experiences form their reality. And who are we to tell other people what's real and what isn't real? Like, you know, one thing I like Sadhguru talks about, he says, don't talk about things you experience. Don't talk about things that are not in your experience. Talk about things that are in your experience. I mean, you can guess, and you can, you know, we do a lot of brainstorming here, like trying to process the things that are probably kept from us. But be okay with everybody's reality, right? Don't question their reality. And this gets to sovereignty and force and all of this stuff. If you don't know what's real in somebody else's life, I'll say it this way. If I don't know what's real in Patricia's life, I'm not going to group up with other people who want to force Patricia to believe what they believe. Because I don't think that what they believe probably is real. And I know for sure they don't know what's going on with Patricia. So why the hell would I group up with them and vote? Do the patriarchal monkey thing and get more numbers, get greater numbers, and vote and use force to create legislation to make Patricia do something. I think that's stupid. I think that the whole reality thing is an interesting topic, because if we accept that everybody is living in their own realities, and we have to be more humble, right? Like I was gonna post something this week and I decided not to, because I couldn't word it right. There's not enough characters. There's not enough characters. I know the grammar hawks were coming for me. What bothers me, Deborah, is some of the stories I hear from my female friends. Bothers the hell out of me. Like some of the things that people deal with is just, it's insane. It's insane. Like I used to say something, Deborah, and I'll never say it again. I'll never say it again in my life. I used to say things like women are crazy. And while I still think that's true, y'all crazy as hell. You're supposed to be, but men are crazy too. Everybody's crazy to me. But the things that a lot of women have gone through are unreal. They are surreally unreal. That's why I kind of always take a pause when it comes to women. And I just kind of step back and I'm just like, man, some of the crap that people, I know women who every single man in their life have sold them out. Everyone, every single one. Some are my friends on Facebook, like from their father to their uncles to their grandfathers to their brothers to their sisters and cousins, and then they go meet men and date and whatever, and all these men have turned on them and they've all sold them out to, and it boggles my mind, some of the things that, how some people continue on. That's why I say women are the strongest thing on this damn planet. I should, but I can't do it. That's what I've been dealt with. I can't. But I think embracing others people's reality is so important. It's so important because you don't know what anybody's going through. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know it's okay to give them a bad day, to try to abuse or use them for what you want. And you have no idea what they've been through, right? Like, that's why I think reality is important. Their experiences form their reality. And if their reality is every damn man on this planet is a sorry, self-loving, selfish bastard, that's going to be their reality because that's their experience. And who am I to say that's invalid? I think if anything, I try to do my best and I try to look out for the people and I try to show you that, not every man is that way. I do the same thing with black folk. They say, the stereotypical thing, black folks don't tip. That's not true. It's true and not true both at the same time. Okay? It's true and not true. Socioeconomics. Whoever is on the bottom of socioeconomic ladder in a particular region is not going to be predisposed to tipping. Okay? That's just how that works. Okay? And they tend to have a brown skin where I'm at. In other places, they got mullets and, and dirty trucks and gun racks. Okay? And so when I go places, I tip well. I try to break the narrative. I meet women. I try to be respectful of them best that I can. I try to give them as much space. Now, I don't let them abuse my reality. There's a difference. There's a difference between giving people space and processing the reality that they've gone through and getting in line behind them and letting them abuse you. There's a whole different thing, right? I don't do any of that. Like I said, you want to help out poor people, help poor people, but do not listen to poor people. Do not listen to them. You want to help abuse people, but don't listen to them. Process their reality, but don't listen to their solutions. They are in the warrior gene area. A lot of people, it's a spectrum. It's a spectrum. But if you've been through some really unsurreal, real things, you're an aggressive person. You're gonna have some clicks, right? That thing gonna click every now and then. And when that clicks, you're gonna see some of that survivor come out. Let me see. Ignorant to celebrate the giving of self behavior over the others. Yeah, it is ignorant to do that, Rebecca. What are we talking about? Is that like nationalism or something, where people celebrate this idea that they're forcing other nations and countries to do what they want? I don't believe in, oh, it's another Adam. What's going on? Adam Pike. Let me see. I don't wear, Megan says she doesn't wear perfume. I hate perfume. I don't like perfume nor cologne. I think it's abusive and aggressive. I think that my lungs should not process what you think, what you want the world to make you smell like. And I think if you wear it, you should wear it subtly. Wear it subtly. Flatulence, that could be abusive and aggressive too, because you're putting that in people's lungs. But you know, you can have respect and wear it subtly. I'm not saying don't wear perfume. I'm not saying don't wear cologne. I'm not saying any of that. I'm thinking, y'all, I'm just thinking. I just think that we all have filters. We all have filters. Kelly says he loves filtered water. There you go. He doesn't like glyphosate in his water. He's not interested in chloramine, fluoride in his water. He doesn't like that. He sees the people, what they post on Facebook, who drink a lot of it. And he doesn't like that. So he filters his water. Venus flytraps. Yes, Kim, thank you. That's kind of random. I have no idea what we're talking about, but I'm way back in, in terms of, Venus flytrap. Oh, that was, you posted that when we were talking about, living in your reality, right? Living in your reality. Venus flytraps do that. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They learn how to eat flies. The same way Federal Reserves learn how to eat Americans. The Federal Reserve learned how to eat states, and it did that. And now it's eating countries, and people still cheering like they're American citizens. And so the Federal Reserve is using American soldiers to go destroy nations and steal their oil. I did see that pop up. You know, look at the news today. Look at the old. Look at their reality. Where they said they're questioning if Trump really meant the statement that he's going to use a series of oil. Hell yeah, he is. What kind of question is that? Is he really going to steal the oil? Yes, he's going to steal the oil. This is America. What do you think we got here with hard work? No, we rob and steal and loot. You know, the Democrats and Republicans will require that he steals the oil. There's no way America's backing away from that oil. They're going to take that oil. That's just how that works. I appreciate the fact that he was honest enough to say it. I don't like presidents who lie to me. I don't like we've not decided what we're going to do with the oil. It belongs to Syria. We love Syrians. We love the the Turks. I don't know how that slipped out. And I'm not that sensitive, y'all. I failed sensitivity training. I like it raw. Give it to me raw. You know, who sung that? Was that old dirty bastard? He didn't wear cologne. He died. You know, God rest his soul. You know, all that stuff. He's like, ooh, baby, I like it raw. I like it raw. I like it raw. I don't like filtered presidents. I don't want to filter I don't want to filter politics. If we're going to continue with this leader thing, I don't want any filters. I know people on one side say, you love Donald Trump. And the other side say, you hate Donald Trump. And I'm just like, no, I'm apathetic to Donald. I'm leader agnostic. That's the word. I'm leader agnostic. I don't believe in leaders anymore. But if we're gonna have one, if this is what all the slaves around me want, we're gonna have some leader things. I want it raw. I want it raw. No, I do not want to kiss. I don't want no. It's gonna sound wrong. I don't want no prophylactic, no jellies or nothing like that. No, give it to me raw. Tell me that we are a war machine. We are an oil company with a military. Tell me the truth. We're gonna steal the oil. Just say it out loud. Why? Because when you tell me the truth instead of making a false reality, because you're like this slick talking, slick back politician, then we make bad decisions. See, now the neat thing is when he said he's gonna steal the oil, is now we can decide, is this what we should be up to? You know, you get somebody else up there, they get real slick. And this is half the time what I see. Part of why I think they want to impeach him. They just want people to lie to them sexy again. That's it. They like that reality. They like the reality where, ooh, this is right on topic. Who said that? I don't know who posted that. This is right on topic. They want their reality back. They want their false reality back. Damn it, they want the steak back. They don't like this anymore. Called Haiti an asshole country. And it is an asshole country. This is going to sound like I'm appreciating Trump, and I do. But I appreciate Obama to a degree. Everybody's got their own things, right? I don't think leaders should exist, but saying Haiti's an asshole country, that's some real talk. That's some raw, real talk. It is an asshole country because we made it that way. Why? So Americans can have nice cars, okay? So yeah, we're gonna steal the oil. We are gonna steal the oil. So now you don't have your false reality that the steak in the Matrix tastes good. What you gonna do now? Like, that's what I want. I want us to be adults. I want the real picture. I want a president who's gonna say something like, you know what, American citizens don't exist anymore. You are now all slaves. You are owned. You are commodities on Wall Street, and that's what you have with a birth certificate. That's what I want to hear. So we can decide, all right, do we want to keep doing this? You were slaves on a cotton plantation picking cotton, and damn it, you're gonna pick my cotton. That's what I want to hear from somebody who is a leader. Not my leader. Not my leader. Don't get me wrong. I don't have leaders. Somebody got on me on this week. Somebody got on me this weekend about that. And they came and they said, they saw my skin color and it's like, yeah, it's not our president. And I was just like, yeah. I was feeling good because I had coffee and I was like, none of them are my president. None of them. None of them. I don't have a president. I'm grown. I pull up my own pants. I put my drawers on. Actually, I ain't got drawers on. I got to do laundry. It was a busy weekend. I didn't have to. It's freezing outside. I had to bring all my plants. I got thousands of plants. But yeah, I pulled my own pants up. I put my socks on, my shoes on by my damn self. I don't need a president. I appreciate the fact that you do, and you're on your own level, right? Everybody's on their own level. Everybody's in their own reality. You need a president. I get that. You need a Congress. I'm fine with that too. I'm not fine with what they do to me because they're abusers and terrorists in my own country, and there's been a coup. I'm not okay with that, but that's what the majority of people in my land want, and so this is what we're dealing with. I just don't like that reality. I think that they're creating their own reality. Oh, let's look at the news. I'm seeing some space in the news. Hang on. I'm seeing some space. I might luck up and be able to talk about aliens today. That would be nice. That would be nice after a long weekend of pulling plants in the freezing weather, because that's what we got to do. What is that? Let me see. World race for 5G tech. Ooh, yeah, we were talking about 5G this weekend. Bad idea. Bad idea. Hashtag really bad idea. I appreciate what he said on that too. Yeah, y'all hear Trump on 5G? He said, we need 6G. You remember that? I appreciate that because he's not lying. Right? If they had 6G, they'd be rolling that sucker out. We know that 4G is giving people cancer. It's chasing bees away out of their hives. And no, that wasn't even 4G. Where this came from? Where Miss Witt at? This came out of the UK. It was a study with beehives where they put the phone deck. They took a digital phone, and they put it in the beehive, multiple beehives. And there's one hive where the bees didn't come back at all. And the rest of them were just led astray. They didn't know what to do, right? And that's like a little phone-based digital thing. It's not a massive tower like. So, hell yeah, 5G is a bad idea. 4G was a bad idea, so 5G can't be a good idea. But 6G is on its way. Why? Because we're in an oligarchy. They don't care that it gives you cancer. Why would they care? They don't care what's in the water. They don't care what's in your food. Why would they care what's being coming through the walls of your house to your baby's bassinet? Why would they care? They don't care. As long as you keep voting for it, we're going to keep getting it. Yeah, 5G is a bad idea. But anyway, they're talking about it. Let's look at it. 5G is a great topic. I think we should actually spend more time on 5G.
Got a small favor to ask of you.
No. No means no. Okay? No. I know most of my friends are still burning people, but no means no. I'm not interested. I'm not buying. I'm not interested at all.
Please add your name
No.
to say you support our campaign.
I don't.
A campaign which is the most.
I don't believe in leaders. I'm sorry, because no. I just don't. I don't. I'm sorry. I don't know why you keep showing that to me. It's racism. That's all. You just look at my profile. You know my gender and my race and where I'm at and socioeconomics. And they show me Bernie pictures, and I think that socioeconomic and racist is racist with skin color too. I'm not interested. It's not about Bernie. It's not about anything other than the fact that I don't want anyone talking cute to me. I'm grown. I don't need anyone talking cute no more. I'm done with the whole cute talk. I want you to give it to me raw. Raw. That's it. I don't want any jellies. I don't want no kisses. I don't want none of that. Give it to me raw. We are an oil company with a military. We like to kill, murder, drop bombs on babies, and we do it for jobs. That's what I want to hear so I can make good decisions. I want to hear that 6G, 7G, when it's out, it's coming. That's what I want to hear.
Chavez, and you're watching Just Press Play.
I don't want to hear that you're going to test.
The show that brings you in-depth reports, exclusive interviews, and controversial issues you may have missed this week on RT America. On our playlist today, Larry King sits down with author and journalist Joel Stein on politicking. We'll tell you why Stein says that we need elitism. Economist Jeffrey Tucker is on Boom Bust to tell us about possible regulation coming to Bitcoin just as it passes a major milestone. Then we sit down with RT correspondent Sarah Montes de Oca and Rick Sanchez of the News with Rick Sanchez to discuss 5G technology and how China is pulling ahead. Let's get started.
We are first to bring you this story. This edition of Politicking.
We begin with the impeachment inquiry showdown, Democrats have approved a resolution for open hearings into the president, which the president says is the greatest witch hunt in history. This week on Politicking, Larry King sat down with author Joel Stein to talk about why he thinks the impeachment of the president is an elitist trap, plus other insights from his new book, In Defense of Elitism.
We're in a very scary time for democracy, which is what made me write this book. This populist wave that's occurring all over the world, and authoritarian leaders are rising everywhere. So I thought, as we see kind of parties splintering from the old conservative liberal to the new populist and neoliberal, I thought like, oh, what a great way for Democrats to show that we really care about democracy and our only real intention is to stop Trump and populism. So as a huge gesture, wouldn't it be great if the Democratic candidate got a kind of centrist Republican candidate, preferably from a swing state like John Kasich or Jeb Bush, and gave us, just for this one time, hopefully, a party that stood for kind of reasonable, democratic, safe government.
John McCain wanted to have Joseph Lieberman.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. He said safe. I'm sorry. He did. He said. He literally said safe. Did y'all hear him? He says. Somebody please tell me, what is it? What is a safe democratic government? Does it exist? Have we seen this yet? Does this exist? Does this exist anywhere? Is there safe gang rape somewhere? Is this safe? Is it? Do you feel safe? Is there safe mass incarceration? Is there a safe police state anywhere? Did they feel safe in Nazi Germany? Huh? What exactly? You know what? I'm just, oh goodness, Lord have mercy. What exactly about having a massive oligarchical government is safe? But who is this safe for? Who's safe? Anybody feel safe? I don't feel safe. I'm very insecure when it comes to my gun. I'm very insecure. I ain't scared of the bastards, but I'm not safe at all. Shoot. All right, so I'm not even sure what we're talking about here, but let's get on the fire.
Same idea, but that didn't go well either.
No, but of course they shut him down.
Yes, exactly, and they shut my column down too.
That ticker might have done better.
Okay.
By Boris Johnson not being able to pull off what he had promised. And in fact, he had said that he would rather be dead in a ditch, was the things that he had wanted to say when Brexit was going on. So you had him out campaigning today at a hospital and at a school and at a park. And there he was actually
misled state investors and consumers about climate change to increase its short-term profits, stock price, and access to capital.
Are you sure? I love stuff like that. This is why I'm not listening to you, Greta. I'm sorry. Leonardo DiCaprio and Greta teamed up to stop climate change, and I wish them luck, though. I do. I think in their reality, I hope they stop it. I hope they do. I really do. I don't live in that reality, people. I don't live in the reality I live in. You have massive corporations and massive government that are doing massively secret black budget things with geoengineering and 5Gs and glyphosates and things destroying ecosystems and planets with fossil fuel companies. And it's stoppable by the people who actually are saying that we need to stop climate change. That's what I say. That's my reality. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't think it's a discussion. I really don't think, until we know what ExxonMobil is doing, where they're drilling, why they're doing it, who they're doing it with, what happened to the free energy technology, and how come we don't have electric cars. Until you answer them questions, I'm not interested in what any government has to say on any climate changing anywhere. We're played too easily when we live in their reality. I just see it as a fight club thing. You know, the things are happening and they're doing some of them they're not doing. Whether you think it's a cloud satellite, ExxonMobil, or whatever, it doesn't really matter. They're not being forthright. They're not being forthright. How do you I feel like Max Headroom. That's why I don't do politics. People are like, yeah, you're always talking politics. No, I'm talking parlor tricks. I'm just telling you that there's a man behind the curtain and you shouldn't live in Oz anymore. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying you're a grown adult. You should stop living fairy tales and kind of come forward with your reality and realize these people are always playing you for your emotions, like Brother Adam was saying. They control your emotions. All right, I gotta find something serious here. Like, oh my gosh, this is news. This is not news, this is old. ExxonMobil lied about some gas.
RT correspondent Brigida Santos walks through the lawsuit and reveals ExxonMobil's decade-long consumer deception campaign.
The court documents reveal that for decades, ExxonMobil has intentionally misled state investors and consumers about climate change to increase its short-term profits, stock price, and access to capital.
Jim! Y'all remember Star Trek? Gosh darn it, Jim! I'm a citizen of the Queen, not an American. They own my government. Of course you can't, they're lying. They've always been lying to you, so that's not news to me. Anyway, I'm looking for 5G. Where's 5G at? Atmospheric CO2, oh look at that. And global temperatures increasing. Oh, that looks bad, huh? Yeah, you probably should stop listening to the government's whining about climate change. You probably should stop listening to them. I'm just saying, if they're not being honest with you about everything that's going on, something is up. Somebody's peeing in your Kool-Aid and you're drinking it, and that's a bad reality to be in. That's all I'm saying.
And NATO is just saying.
Anytime, I thought I saw Ty come in. Anytime somebody put children in the mix, that's when you know. Anytime kings and lords that created prima noctra, anytime the 100 families, billionaires news, anytime they put children in front of it, you should know better. You really should. You really, I don't know. Maybe you shouldn't. Maybe, maybe you should. Maybe in your reality, children understand climate change. I don't know. I have no idea. That's how I work. That's my reality. Anytime somebody marches some kids in front of me, anytime your politicians holding babies, and, oh, I love you, little nigger babies. You know, like with, who's that, Clinton? Anytime they do that, I know they're trying to play me. You know, but you gotta be smarter than that. I hope you, I want you to be smarter than that, but I'm looking for 5G.
Why shouldn't we have greater commerce with the Russians? Why aren't we a natural customer for their energy? And we know it.
Play me into other stuff.
And should have oversight onto wallet technology.
Cryptocurrency, I don't care about that.
It's utterly ridiculous.
Currency shouldn't exist.
It's only entrepreneurs and innovators who
I don't care about corrupt corporations because they own the government. They bought the government. And everybody keeps voting for it. So what? They empirically are right. They're supposed to lie to you. You're supposed to lie. You're supposed to have investigations. You're supposed to sue them. They get paid money in the budget to be sued, and they're gonna lie again. That's just how that works.
To get ahead. But what does that mean for the future of the workforce? Well, to find out, Chris Hedges spoke to Joshua Freeman, a professor at Queens College and author of Behemoth, The History of the Factory and the Making of the Modern World.
They could scale up and scale down without having the cost.
Yeah, that's something that was an interesting innovation.
All right, I gotta say this is the reason why I'm saying you gotta listen to Chris. If you don't know who Chris Hedges is, you need to listen to him. When you see people who are too grown to have filters, they don't give two damns about you seeing their gray or wrinkled face, or Chris Hedges, shut up and listen. Shut up and listen. I like the saying how it goes. A nation is measured by how it treats its women. That's not the saying, but it fits right in. A nation is judged by the human rights it takes from women from every continent on this planet, called America, as they talk for women's rights. Anyway, no, a nation is judged by its worst off, which this fits in as well anyway. Right? Chris Hedges spent time with the worst off. Chris Hedges worked in the prison systems. He understands who's worst off, and he has a lot more information than this at economics and a pulse of the measure of a society than I do. So when Chris Hedges talks, I shut up. So we'll get to 5G, but I do want to hear about this. Okay, hang on, Christine. Oh, I know we're going to get there. I know people. I know Hedges is a 9/11 truth denier. Well, I don't know anything about that. I know about the prison system. Right? I don't think Hedges knows about 9/11. Like, we spend time on 9/11. We have like critical thinking conversations here. Like, do we have things called pentagons? You know, like, all right, here's an example. If you got homeowners that have cherry trees and the birds steal the cherries and they put nets over the cherry tree to protect the cherry because the cherries are important to the homeowner, you don't have pentagons that don't have anti-aircraft missiles, okay? It doesn't exist. And a pentagon with thousands of Navy ships that have phalanx systems that stop that. So, Christine, like, we spend time, we talk about that. I don't know that he does. On his level, we have no idea what happens. And so everyone's in their own reality, their own space. And that just might be something that he can't get to, right? Everyone's got someone behind them. Everyone's in an industry that they won't talk about, right? And he might just not be able to do that. You know, Neil deGrasse Tyson, he talks a lot of truth and he turns to somebody else when it comes to genetically modified organisms. Noam Chomsky talks really great things on economics and moving forward, being progressive. He loses his mind on the Federal Reserve. Everyone's kind of got their thing. Martin Luther King was fantastic at civil rights and movements, not so bad at womanizing. Like, you know, and so everyone's kind of got their things, but when it comes to, what does that say? Economies of scale. That's when I be quiet and listen to Chris, because he's got his finger on the pulse of it.
Earlier factories couldn't do.
Right.
But you talk about that, how in China they can actually scale up and scale down very quickly.
That's right. Whereas, you know, if GM wanted to scale down, it's got to lay off workers, it's going to be a protest, it's a political issue, it's a mess. You know, Apple comes out with a new version of the iPhone, and they want to have 4, 5, or 10 million pieces available for the first weekend. You know, they can scale up production enormously, and when that cycle now goes towards the other end, they just lay off these workers.
Yeah, but they also, as you write in the book, they're working, what, 14-hour day? I mean, they'll bring them in and just drive them.
You know, China's actually got pretty good labor laws. They're mostly provincial, but they're widely ignored. So the problem is not the legal framework, but the fact that it's ignored. A lot of these workers live in dormitories, right?
Well, I think there was one book where you said they woke, because of Apple, I think he wanted to change the screen or something. They woke him up in the middle of the night, gave him a biscuit and tea, and...
Yeah, it was on the very first iPhone. You know, originally the iPhone was going to have a plastic screen, and then at the last minute, Steve Jobs said, no, it should be glass. So they were kind of behind when the glass shows up. But, you know, you could do that because they literally had 70,000 workers living on the site of the factory. You know, of course, they had cafeterias and stores and recreational facilities. Very common model in these Chinese factories.
Like Lowell.
Very much like Lowell, because again, they're drawing from the countryside. They're getting cheap labor because they're getting people who are measuring, you know, their income against a poor rural village from which they have now migrated for 4, 5, or 6 years to work in this factory, intending and really required to eventually go back to that village. So that's a huge labor migration. It's beginning to slow down a bit, and you're more and more seeing even companies like Foxconn locating the factories nearer the workforce.
Now, in other news coming out of...
Yeah, I'm gonna say that's a bad idea. I'm gonna say China, go back the other way. America, that's where we messed up. We left the farms and left the rural areas, and they bought up all the land. Everybody moved to the cities because they showed the kids a different reality. They showed them the city reality. They enjoyed that reality better in the newspapers, on the radio. So they all left the farm, left grandma and grandpa with the blacksmith and the carpentry and the farm. And the billionaires swooped in, bought up all that land. Now, nobody owns land in America but these billionaires. Actually, no one owns land at all. So that's a bad idea. That reality is a lie. You know, they pulled you in on the grass is always greener. The same thing with you know, Apple and iPhone. Well, why? Yeah, it's horrible. They got slaves in the factory. Yes, I know, because you have to get the latest upgrade. If Americans are going to stand in line in tents in 30-degree weather to get the latest Apple iPhone, you're going to have slaves on this planet somewhere. And they're probably most of them fighting slavery. They're fighting slavery on social media, but you're gonna have slavery if you have that amount of lust for a billionaire's product. They're gonna do anything they can to get that product to you. And having slaves in China is one of them. But I think that was a mistake. I don't think that you should leave. I don't think the grass is ever greener. I think they show you a better life. They show you that reality, and it's a false reality. So I want to get to 5G. 5G. I don't see it anywhere. I don't see it anywhere. Did we talk about 5G at the beginning? It's labeled 5G.
On politicking, we'll tell you why Stein says that we need elitism. Economist Jeffrey Tucker is on.
Why we need elitism? We don't need elitism. All right, I'm done with that. I was hoping to see something. I didn't see it, so there you go. Yeah, that's it. 5G is a bad idea. It's always been a bad idea. It's not been tested. It's not a bad idea because I say it. It's because your doctors say it. The environmentalists say it, the entomologists say it, and they're coming forward in droves, and it's still coming. That's how you know you actually don't have a government. You got an oligarchament. Voting doesn't change your government. Only money does. Money or numbers. Martin Luther King said that. Let me see. Profits over people, children's cancer. What? Profit over people, children's cancer, drug put on hold. That might piss me off. That one they might pull me on my emotions on that. So instead of going into that, because that's probably what it's going to attempt to do, Cancer was cured a long time ago. It was cured various times, from Europe to Brazil to Dr. Sebi to all the doctors that go. They've cured cancer, but they have you in a synthetic drug pharmaceutical reality. And because they have most people in that reality, the cures for cancer are not allowed in the public domain. So they murder the doctors, and they hide the technology, and they say it's unsafe and everything. From the astragalus plant to the cures used 5,000 years ago. I mean, how many? Just go look online. If you don't believe what I'm saying, just go look on. They cured cancer a long time ago, but they want to keep you in the synthetic, a profitable synthetic chemical reality, right? That only CVS's and Walgreens heal and cure things, and none of CVS, Rite Aid, Walgreens, they haven't cured anything. The big pharmaceutical industries, want to cure cancer. They don't want to cure cancer. They want to sell you drugs. In fact, curing cancer is the exact opposite of what they want. They're there to treat side effects, not cure you. So I'm not gonna watch that. That's gonna piss me off. WWE puts on first ever women's match in Saudi Arabia. Yeah, well, people wanna watch it. That makes sense. But that's another fake reality. Wrestling is fake. So is the news. Let me see. Is the Baghdadi myth fake? What's Baghdadi myth? What's that? What's Baghdadi myth fake? What is it?
Redacted, very heuristic show as well.
Indeed.
People actually go there to learn, right?
Yeah, well, I would hope they come to laugh, but you're also going to learn too.
You can learn and laugh at the same time.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. That's the beauty of it.
And I have a very small book.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a lot of pages. So let's do this. Let's talk about, we won't call him Big Daddy, we'll call him Baghdadi.
Baghdadi, which is actually not his real name, so maybe he chose that so he could sound like a rapper, I'm not sure. But
you guys on your show are going to be talking about this non-rapper.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about this non-rapper. I talked about all the hype that was surrounding the raid on al-Baghdadi and how, we thought it was a good get, but really, was he that important? I don't think it's going to change anything when it comes to the war against ISIS, actually.
I've talked to some people.
Oh, yeah? And what do they say?
They say this guy may have somewhat been created, manifested. Maybe that's a better word. That his image is bigger than the bite or the reality.
I think that's true. He has about 2 videos online and a bunch of audio recordings. I don't know why this guy is a star. I don't know why he has, the name that he has.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, this is the guy that they killed that made everybody safe, right? This is the guy that everyone was cheering, oh, we got the latest terrorists. And usually they're just poor people and farmers and like, leave us alone. We want our own land. Go back to your own country. And so everybody's excited that they killed the guy, and the CIA created them, and our wars created all these people, and we're supposed to cheer that they get killed even though they're making more people. Okay, I think that's who this is, if I'm not mistaken. Baghdadi. Big Daddy!
Useful idiot? I mean, that term is used, right? I mean, he's useful to the United States or to somebody out there who needed
we definitely needed that name recognition. But when it comes to ISIS's violence, they're not concentrated on leadership. They're just concentrated on like random acts of violence that they take credit for, and that's what Baghdadi urged people to do. He didn't really have much control. He was mostly in hiding his whole career with ISIS.
So what you guys are going to say in a comedic way is that taking this guy out hardly affects ISIS at all?
It doesn't really. And
hang on, question. Do they kill terrorists to make Americans feel safe? Do they kill poor people that they create to make Americans safe? Do they make people feel unsafe to make Americans feel unsafe, to kill them to make Americans feel safe? Say that 8 times fast. No, they don't. The intent is not to stop. There's no fight on terrorism. There is no war on terrorism. I don't know why people still believe this nonsense. There is no war on terrorism, right? They're literally just trying to get oil. That's it. They're trying to get resources and minerals and oil and colonize, and they're trying to get everybody to agree with it. So they create, and this is why it's on topic. What is real? They create this false reality that the world hates America for their freedoms. Ain't nobody in America free. I told you, I posted. I said, what's the first thing that comes to mind when I say free nation? If you would ask that question about 30 years ago, oh my goodness, you see American flags and, everybody's free, America, like the red, white, and blue. Now they were like, Iraq? Baghdad? They're like, Switzerland? All the Americans were answering. They're like, is freedom real? What is freedom? So yeah, it's a reality they create. They create a false reality because it's profitable. You know, they speak to people's indoctrination. But that's why I think things are changing, because not everybody's buying anymore.
At the point at which he died, he really didn't have much contact with those members of ISIS.
And yet he has been chosen as the guy.
It's the fourth time he died.
Who put him in that pedestal?
They got him.
Well, it's interesting because Trump started out.
What you're saying, Ms. Tree, is he has the 9 lives of an Epstein. That's why I still don't believe the guy dead. I don't believe he's dead. I don't believe he's dead. I'm sorry. You know why I don't believe he's dead? Is because they say he's dead. That's why. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I need independent coroners from all around the world to go check him. Because that's what happens when you have a lying government. They lie about every damn thing. You're not supposed to believe it. You're not supposed to believe it. You know, you ever have a lying husband? A lying wife, lying boyfriend, girlfriend. Somebody just can't tell the truth. Just lying all the time. Lying Ricky, the kid. I got a G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip. He never had a G.I. Joe ever with the Kung Fu grip because it's not even coming off the factory line yet. They don't have it at Mimco or Bradley's yet. Young people, you don't know what that is. I'm sorry. So yeah, you're not supposed to trust liars. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it at all. And I don't believe. And this guy didn't kill the guy 4 times. That's a good. They play Machiavelli all the time on people because that reality works.
Talking about Baghdadi as if he was the founder of ISIS, which is not true. It was actually this guy named Zarqawi, who was a Jordanian terrorist working in Iraq after the U.S. or during the U.S. occupation. And what we did was we basically made Zarqawi. We had a propaganda campaign. We put millions and millions of dollars into Zarqawi. We had his name and his picture plastered everywhere, and we made this guy a star.
Wow.
Okay, so outside of making him a star, I think I got a rule. I got a Bill Maher new rule. If your government is killing people and most of the citizens can't pronounce his name in a land that they've never been to, you need to stop voting. If your government is killing people and they're so far from your reality, your ability to pronounce names, and if you can't spell the names of the people your government is killing, there's a problem. You need to stop voting for this nonsense.
That's fascinating. Well, and you're doing this in a funny way, by the way.
Yeah.
Which is what makes it. Which is what makes Redacted Tonight the show that it is.
Redacted Tonight is hilarious. I haven't watched it in a long time. I need to go back and watch it. So yeah, but you know, but on topic. You know, what is real? If you watch TV, then that's your reality. If you watch television, you believe Fox News and CNN, the Republicans and Democrats, they're fighting a war on terror. And I think they're winning. I'm not sure. I think they're winning because they're killing people. And if you watch that reality, then you believe that mass incarceration is important. You believe that slavery is a good idea. You believe these Democrats and Republicans putting children in prisons for dried plants and reallocating all the police away from the dangerous people and sending grown men with lethal weapons into poor neighborhoods to arrest poor children, as opposed to sending grown men after grown men, raping, robbing, and killing citizens who are really causing harm, then that's your reality. And this is where we are. All right, hang on. We got anything good here? Trump moving to Florida. Oh yeah, New York cheers. More Trump reality. Did the whole people, I don't know. Then you got the whole presidential reality. It's either the presidents actually control anything in this country. It's amazing to me. Of course, New Yorkers are supposed to cheer because New Yorkers in New York reality. They're in that reality that presidents have control, not the central banks, and that the Twin Towers were knocked down by poor people with box cutters, not their government that's actually running everything and killed JFK. Why the rich are planning babies in space. Nah, that might be important. Yep, they're going to space. If are they planning babies? Are they sending our babies or their babies? Who babies going to space? They got babies in space? Hang on.
If you manage a team, you have to try Monday.
This might have to do with Elysium.
And from the national headquarters of RT America and our nation's capital, hello again, everybody. I'm Rick Sanchez.
Oh, something changed. Wow.
If you manage a team, you have to try.
Space, baby! Baby!
Hello there, I'm Manila Chan. You're watching In Question, broadcasting live from RT America National Headquarters in Washington, D.C. Here are the stories we're working on for you today.
The situation is critical in California as yet another wildfire has sparked overnight, forcing evacuations there. Coming up next, we'll tell you the one thing that hampered this firefight and the sharp criticism aimed at the state's embattled utility company. Plus, Facebook's latest tool wants to track your health, but you'll need to give up some more privacy, I think. Our panel guests are here to discuss and debate. And finally, our fascination with space has resulted in a lot of discoveries and inventions. But now one startup company wants to give women a chance to give birth in microgravity. What could go wrong? We'll find out with our guests. All right, it's time to boost your news IQ.
What could go wrong? Oh, Lord. If you get a letter in the mail and it says, we would like you to engage in an experiment and have a baby in space. And it's signed by, I don't know, anybody that's in a 98% monkey species that hadn't figured out what water is yet. They know how to use it. They haven't figured it out yet. You need to answer that question with a no. You need to give a solid no on that. Having babies in space is a bad. If your government's struggling with curing the common cold after how many thousands of years, you don't want to have babies in space. Not you, not your woman. You need to just let them take somebody else into space. These people are nuts. They're nuts and they don't care. These people are not smart or they're hiding all of the real details. Well, besides the fact, I need to know why are they planning on having babies in space? Where y'all going? Where y'all going? Is it like one of these freaky space prima nocta Elysium type things? They want to make sure that they can rape women in space. They can put Epstein Islands up in space on asteroids or something. What is this really about? This is what I question. I'm just not in this reality that the government wants to save the world by having babies in space. And you tell us ain't nothing in space. They keep saying ain't nothing out there. They keep saying, oh, it's just dust and on the moon. It's dust and rocks. Ain't nothing out there. Mars is just dust and rocks that are orange. That's all you have. You got gray dust and rocks on the moon and orange dust and rocks on Mars. Ain't nothing out there. So why y'all want to have some space babies? Y'all gonna steal our women or something? You're gonna start stealing? What the hell is going on? This is why I don't trust nothing. I don't trust nothing. Please explain this to me. Take this bag of snakes and lay it out straight, because this makes no sense to me. We're killing this planet and you're trying to take people into space and have some babies.
This hour with those massive wildfires burning up and down the state of California overnight, a new fire sparked in the mountains of Ventura County. This one's called the Maria Fire. It forced a tool.
I'm not interested in the California wildfire. Why? Because whatever your government has to say, I don't care about. I don't care about until they release all that Reagan Star Wars technology. We do some tests and then run some measures to find out if any of them satellites been fired. I've seen pictures all over the internet of these dudes, and maybe it's fake news. I don't know, Photoshop. I don't care what anyone thinks. Until we have an open source conversation on California wildfires, then I don't really care. I'm not interested in blaming PG&E if I got GOP and DNC and they always want to lie to me. As long as I got them around, nope, not interested. All I know is you need to turn them people power back on. You know you ain't got no damn right. Got no damn right turning off your citizens' power. That's just stupid. That's wrong. It's foul. It's dumb. It's ignorant. It's stupid. You had 2 years to prepare to get the grid. I think you need to turn your power off. That's what I think. That's what I think. I think California, and if y'all reelect any of these monsters, we just deserve the asteroid. We just deserve it. They didn't turn the people power on. People are dying. But anyway. So I don't care nothing. I don't care anything about what they have to say about the fires that they refuse to do anything about. Besides the fact that you got so many people who are saying that they are behind it.
That will recommend health services to users. They are calling it preventive health. Facebook is looking to urge users to become more proactive in their health. In it, you'll be able to take tests, set up reminders, and a host of other features the social media giant says can help keep you healthy. For more on this, we're going to talk to our panel today. Investigative journalist Ben Swan is joining us, and in studio, the host.
Because I want Facebook to know about my. They know everything else. Why they gotta know about my health? They need to know my blood pressure and what I'm eating and what the hell is this about? Why would you give more information to somebody that we're not even comfortable with the level of information they got now? This is crazy to me.
News with Rick Sanchez. Rick Sanchez, who also dabbles in the health industry himself. So Ben, I want to go over to you first. We know Facebook has a lot of irons in the fire, claims of election interference, user privacy problems, but now they want our health information. I mean, does this sound like a good idea to you? Break down how this is all going to work.
Well, the way that Facebook has kind of set this up in the initial announcement about it, it all sounds very, very safe, right? It sounds like a friendly reminder and a nudge. What they're going to do is say, we're going to look at your gender, we're going to look at your age, which are all publicly available anyways. It's not a big deal. And then based on some kind of generic information, we're going to make recommendations to you about, taking steps to protect your health. The problem is that Facebook itself has already come under fire. Remember earlier this year, Facebook actually was banned from...
All right, I'm done with that. I'm already done with that. I'm not interested in the debate because here's the reason why. What does Facebook know about health? Facebook, I love y'all. Don't get me wrong. Mark, I love you, brother. I do. But what do you know about health? Please tell me. I see that you're making all my friends mentally ill. I look on the comment section. I can't engage in the comments because people are like they're losing their damn minds. They create this false reality. They censor things so you don't have all sides of every discussion. You got the Global Alliance that's filtering out certain websites you can't even get to from Facebook. Geoengineering something.org, Dane Wigington's site. So it's just like, what exactly do you know about health that you want to remind me of? I have to put this in the doctor category. This is why I don't listen to doctors when it comes to health. I honestly don't care what you have to say. If you're smoking cigarettes and you're getting high on your own supply and doing synthetic drugs, you don't know anything about health. I'm more interested in the doctors who were killed, a lot of them who cured cancer. I'm more interested in what they got to say about health. It's like this. If I want to know how to run a McDonald's, I'll go to someone who owns a McDonald's that's successful at it. If I want to know how to run a McDonald's, I will not go to someone who had a McDonald's and went out of business and the burgers had salmonellas and the chicken, whatever, had this, that, and the other. No, I'm not interested in Facebook's idea on health. I'm not interested in a chemical doctor, pharmaceutical sales rep idea on health. Doctors do some good things. Surgeons do good things. When I get in a car accident and I need the help, I'm going to run to them. So yeah, I'm not. But Facebook gonna have it anyway. I can't stop it. They're gonna get the data. Because we have an oligarchy. It's profitable, so whatever's profitable is gonna happen because most people vote for that. And as long as people are governable, we will be ruled. We will be governed. As long as people still believe in that they should act like it's a democracy, it's an oligarchy, we're gonna have this problem. All right, so yeah, I'm not interested in that. And it doesn't really matter. Like the debate, I appreciate Sanchez and the other brother, but it doesn't really matter what they debate. They could debate all they want. We live in a manufactured consent society, and everybody is living in the reality that it's a good idea to give all the power, resources, technology to a few people, and that this works well for our health. All right, so I'm gonna get over to space babies. How come they're hiding the story? Where's space babies? What's this, a commercial? I'm gonna send women up there.
Aeroflot.
They probably got an Epstein asteroid. That's what it is. That's what we need to hashtag Epstein asteroid because they're probably trying to do criminal on the asteroid.
Destroyed our democratic institutions.
They just want to know if they're raping all of these people because everyone's focused on Epstein Island, not Epstein asteroid. If they can take women up there and do more of the freaky stuff with the U.S. government. Here we go, space baby.
In zero gravity, and companies are getting in on the action beyond what was once simply a NASA area of expertise. Now, one of those things scientists are now examining is how human sperm reacts in zero gravity, and can human eggs hold up to radiation? This is the first step in the new intergalactic extraterrestrial babies. Joining us to discuss, attorney and media analyst Lionel of Lionel Media. Lionel, my friend, just a couple weeks ago, Spanish scientists took human sperm up into a small aerobatic plane, took it in a nosedive plunge, and experienced 6 seconds of zero G. The plane was carrying human sperm. This was a microgravity experiment. NASA revealed last year that they took sperm up into the ISS. Explain to us what they're trying to figure out with these sorts of tests.
All right, before he explains what they're trying to figure out, because I appreciate you, Brother Lionel. I got some problems. I have some problems. I have some problems. Number one, do they care about babies? Do they even care about human life? Are they like genociding babies in Yemen? One, do they even care? No, I don't think they care. Two, I'm gonna invoke, who's that, Ziggy Marley, in the beginning of his video for Tomorrow's People, where the little kid comes on and he says, I don't wanna go to another planet, I wanna save ours. Why are we focused on space? Like, I get that we need to get the billionaires the hell off the planet. Maybe, they need to go take their wives or something up there. But why are we investing in investigations if spending probably millions of billions of dollars to find out if some sperm can go up in space with some eggs and have some babies, and they won't let babies live here? Why does that make sense to you? We won't let babies live here. Why do we care about babies in space? This is the reality they got people in. That's why I like this topic. Reality is an important thing. They have people in this reality that they care about space babies. They want to make sure that the space babies are safe. And guess what? You're not allowed in space. Now, you might go to space. They might drag you up to space, but you're not allowed to go to space. Last time I checked, what you need, like $10 million to catch a flight? 10 million. So it's not for us. It's for them. So I don't care about space babies. I'm not interested. But once again, I'm gonna take another segue and just say, every time I think about space and how they lie about the new land, and they always lie about what they're doing there because they've always done that. That's what colonizers have always done. I'm gonna go back to what that congressman told me. He said we made our first starships in the 1980s.
Yes.
Well, obviously, the fact that we're looking at the motility aspects of sperm, whether it can handle microgravity, radiation, whether there's any somatic changes, we're obviously indicating that we're talking about growing, if you will, human beings elsewhere. Let me also say something, Manila, keeping in mind that this is a family show. Nobody in any of these investigations, in any of the studies, and by the way, remember Lionel's Law, if you're reading about it, it's at least 5 years old. This has already been done.
Yes.
So now, so they're just kind of leeching this information out. But nobody is discussing whether sperm or whether eggs or whether old-fashioned human intromission, pardon the hand gesture, is possible in zero-G. We're not talking about human coupling. Right. Nobody's talking about human.
He just said something freaky, didn't he? He said that in an intelligent way, I think. Is that Beaufort? Did he just say do the freaky? He just said do the nasty, didn't he? He said it in a very, he said something about some intrafugal something. That was a big word. He said basically this is not about human beings having sex in space. It's about them growing babies in space, which is a very different thing. See, they use big words. Lionel's a smart man. That's what they're talking about. So they're not trying to find out if you can do freaky deaky. They're trying to figure out if they can steal your DNA from 23andMe or whatever these DNA corporations are, and if they can make babies with your sperm and egg in space without you. That's a good little. It's an acceptance that you're not going. you're not going to get to go. Nope. I know you think like, ooh, we got a little freaky deaky in space. No, you're not allowed to go. You're poor. You are a part of the labor force here on Earth. You are born into debt, and you need to keep working. Keep working. Keep paying your taxes. You're not going to space. Your eggs and sperm might if they appreciate your DNA from 23andMe, but you are not going. Your children will be raised by, I don't know, aliens or elites in space.
Interaction and no, we're talking about implantation via frozen sperm cells. So what they're talking about is basically repopulating or populating areas of humans, but not, dare I say, the old-fashioned way. So what does this mean? It means that they're talking about, and many of the elites of the world, remember when years ago they were all going to New Zealand, James Cameron and all the elites were going to New Zealand. Well, they're really going to go far because one day, as Stephen Hawking and others even prophesied, that we'd be leaving elsewhere. So what we're seeing is this is the first step of go west, young man, go real west, young man.
So, Lionel, there has been talk that because, some of these these space sperm bank companies are starting to pop up, no pun intended, that this is something that the rich can do, so therefore they must know something that the rest of us plebes don't, you know, the Epsteins of the world, if you will. Is there something up with the notion of storing human DNA, embryos and incubators, eggs and sperm, etc., up in space?
Well, it's not so much that they could use this as perhaps a vault or the storage facility, you know, of the future. But what you're going to see is, as with most scientific applications, the price point is going to drop tremendously. In vitro fertilization is not at all rare today.
Right.
The question you have to ask is, why aren't we talking about this here and why there? They're obviously saying to the world, we're moving elsewhere in order to perhaps either repopulate or populate planets, move huge swaths of humanity elsewhere. We've got to be able to find out whether actually in vitro or actual old-fashioned fertilization is even possible. And not to mention, we're going to be talking about the religious, the ethical implications, and that sort of thing. And what's also interesting is, again, what we think of birth and childbirth and the notion of a sperm as being so simple, but there are so many micro behaviors. There's so many behaviors in terms of the capsids and in the acrosome and axial filaments and how these gradients of morphogens work. They're taking human life and breaking it down into the most fascinating subcomponents, which we never thought of, at least I didn't as a layman, until now. So it's fascinating, but it's not nice to fool Mother Nature. Be very careful.
Well, Lionel, you brought up the...
And it's not nice to fool the monkeys. So basically what they said was, hashtag we all gonna die, and they want the babies and the sperm so they can go restart human civilization somewhere else. That's basically them saying we need to invest millions, if not billions of dollars in how to resettle human beings from space somewhere, but we're gonna leave the monkeys here. That's what it came down to. You're too heavy, you weigh too much, you eat too many jelly donuts and bagels, they're not taking you to space, they will take your sperm and your eggs and they're gonna restart human life, which means they're not gonna stop destroying you. So you can get Greta together with Leo DiCaprio and everybody together, fight climate change or whatever, but they're making a statement, they're preparing. It's like them building bunkers, spending billions of dollars building bunkers. You are not allowed. You can keep voting, you can keep fighting at Trump, you can keep fighting for Trump, you keep doing whatever you want to do, but you ain't going to space. You're not coming up there. We're going to pick and choose what's going. We're going to restart civilization. And it also makes you wonder, what do they really know? Well, this is why I believe in an open source world. I'm kind of done with that. That's why I believe in an open source world. You know, we don't know what's real. We don't know reality. We all live in a matrix. And until we say, hey, we're done with patents, we're done with elites, we're done with people with the most jewels writing all the laws, we're done with any sort of black budget projects and secrecy, we get and we accept that the kings and lords have always been lying to us from the very beginning, that their only interest is them. They believe in government continuity, not human race continuity. They're destroying the planet. And so yeah, I'm done with that. I'm gonna read comments, I'm gonna get out of here. But yeah, you know, it's all just information and evidence. You know, we never really know. When they put that stuff in the news, it's very old. It's not new, it's very old. These little hints as to what they might be up to, what really might be going on. And if they're investing in it, then to me it means it's something real that they're up to. All good reasons why I ain't voting today. That's why you probably should consider no longer voting for a false reality because they only share part of the information with you. People would line up to have babies in space because they might be the only way they could they get laid. Well, yeah, but both they got us on that one. They're making it very specific. There will be no laid having in space. No monkeys get to go, only DNA and sperm. Yes, Jonathan, the people's meme game is strong. I'm appreciating the memes today. Sorry, he won't talk about the Jews causing the fire. I don't think they do, Deborah. I don't think they have. I don't think they even mentioned it. I don't remember. I know Fox News did. And I think Christine said, what was it, History Channel? They talked about Jews. But I think once again is you pick and choose what you get to talk about, or you pick and choose what you'll get away with. I'm not interested in the conversation at all to have all the data. That's how I work. Like, I'm not interested. Like, you can't have my DNA, you can't have my sperm, my eggs, you can't have my tax. Well, you can take my tax dollars. You can. That's embezzlement and force, aggression, and violence. But I'm not going to like willingly consent to things that I don't know what's going on. You know, that's why I question 9/11, because they don't have any good answers on it. Yeah, you still question 9/11? They haven't answered the questions yet. That's what I'm supposed to do. People died. That's what you're supposed to do when people die. You really think that there's an Epstein asteroid or other Epstein islands? People were murdered. People were raped. They were abused. Are we not supposed to do that? Are we not supposed to make sure that it is a thorough investigation, that all the crates have been turned and all the islands have been visited? You know, that's what I don't believe anymore. I don't believe in their reality. Their reality has always been used to play us. I'm done being played. Just slowing it down. Okay, they slow down the PG&E is a Rothschild holding energy and commerce com is a corporation. Okay, so what you're saying, PG&E is owned by the Rothschilds. Not surprising. I mean, the 100, if you look at I like the 13 families, but Christine, the way I hear is the 100 families, they pretty much own most of the big corporations in the world, right? If you own all the big corporations, you own all the technology, you own all the media, you own all the narrative. If you control the narrative and the technology, you own the planet. So I'm not interested in politics. That's why I don't really care about it, because money makes the world go round, and we know that. Right? Reality control determines what the monkeys do. And they got that too. So that's interesting, but I didn't know that. I didn't know PG&E was. So it could just be PG&E could be an Epstein Island, right? It could be the sacrifice one. Like, oh, well, this is the company, we're going to sacrifice it. We're going to say it's their fault, the equipment, turn everybody's power off while they're testing DO weapons, and they own the defense contractor. They own the defense companies too. High on your own supply fights cancer. Yep, they're high on your own supply, Lori, and as long as doctors are fighting cancer, I'm really not that interested in what they have to say about it. Changed my birthday on Facey. I'm now 114 years old. Well, it's a game, Rebecca. It's a game. You're winning. I don't know how to do that. You're kind of winning. Online social media, it's a game. That's why I don't get too excited about anything on here. Facebook, oh yes, right, Trish, Facebook banned natural news and put up warnings every time you post anything anti-vax. Yep, it gives a perspective of what the cabal does not want you to explore. Yes, exactly, Trish, they own the narrative and people believe it. You know, as long as people are gullible, this is the reality that we're all gonna be forced to live into, because all your neighbors are gonna vote against you, and they're gonna agree with whatever these Rothschilds, Rockefellers, and big corporations tell them to believe. PG&E, brought to you by the World Bank. Oh, go on, Miss T, which makes sense. Rothschild, look at that. See, that's confirmation. Y'all see the confirmation that's happening here? That's it right there, right? Like, why in the world would you continue to agree with the big banks that print the money, but they only print enough money to keep most of y'all poor? They only print enough money to keep people so socially ill and aggressive at the bottom that they want to blow things up and do drive-by shootings and rape people, right? Like, that's not a bank that's for you. That's not something that you want to engage in. So yeah, it's all corrupt. That makes sense to me. PG&E's in bed with all of them. Sacrifice company. Bye-bye HIPAA. Oh yeah, HIPAA's a good point. And no, they sell your info to insurance companies. Yep, bye-bye HIPAA. Well, was HIPAA ever really a thing? I think HIPAA was for us. I remember my HIPAA training when I worked in the pharmaceutical industry. They trained us on HIPAA. It's for poor people. It's like laws. You know, these things are for poor people. They're not for billionaires and corporations. Gerard, did you hear they want to make access to porn sites only accessible a personal photo? I think Lee Camp covered it. No, I didn't hear about that, Miss Tree. You got a link posted. That's weird. So now they control the porn too. Okay, well, makes sense, I guess. With personal identification, when you go onto the facial recognition. Oh boy, that's good. Yeah, that's when the revolution gonna start, Miss Tree. Those are the porn sites are the biggest sites on the internet still. You mean to tell me you're gonna control the Americans? The one thing that they use to like have some was a couple things like cannabis and a few other things that people use to actually get to these, and they can control their aggression by just, hey! That might start the revolution, Miss Tree. I had to look at it. If you got a leak, I didn't know Lee Camp covered that. That's funny to me. So so in order to get onto a porn site, you have to have facial recognition. Man, you're gonna put porn sites right out of business. That's either gonna start a revolution or immediately they're all going out of business. That's probably the wise. They probably got together. They probably got together behind your back and didn't tell anybody. Like they started working on the legislation. Because y'all living in false realities out there. Like, you ain't never gonna have nobody that fine, baby. This is what you got. This is what we working with. This your level right here. You can stop fantasizing on hustlerx.com. This baby, you done committed to me. So you can go ahead and stay off that porn site, because every time you put your face in the camera, ain't nobody going out to them sites no more. They do that, that's the end of it. Boy, that's when they gonna flip out in mid-America. That's gonna be the end of it, because ain't nobody taking their picture. They have all kind of browsers and security and protection to make sure that nobody delete the history and everything they can to make sure the wife and NSA and everybody. You gotta take your picture and smile. Smile. Welcome to the porn site. Please, please smile for the camera first, so we can find out what you're looking at. Yeah, okay. Ooh, porn gonna go right out of business. That's the end. That's the end of internet porn. I think it's funny. I do. Okay, all right. Let me stop. I don't really care, because it's just like, I don't live in that world. I was a kid. We didn't have the internet. We had Prodigy and a few other things. When you get to the internet, you get some nasty pictures. You go click. You didn't know what it was. You had to click on numbers and stuff. It was like booby 1777 N327 underline @ something freaky, and you're like, okay, click on it. It was like 3 megabytes. And then you had to like wait 2 hours to see what it was. And we had no idea. I'm telling you a real story. These X-Files. I was in college. You had to sit there and wait. Like, oh man, what you doing? Oh, I'm downloading porn, man. You sit there and wait for like 8 hours to get one picture, and you find out it's like a horse. It's a horse, and like, oh my Lord, what is he doing? All right, not funny. I'm sorry. It's just, times change. I believe in people's rights to porn. Y'all should have your rights to porn. You shouldn't have to have your facial recognition. But this is the world you live in, okay? This is the world you live in. So if you like porn, then you might want to consider this oligarchy. Because all they want to do is your information, and the women going to turn on you. I'm telling you right now, the wives, they will get together on the girlfriends. They get together right now. Like, that's what we going to do. That's right. Yeah, we got to wear nipples. We got nipple tape. Okay, we're going to wear nipple tape, huh? This is what we got to do. In Washington, we can't go outside like y'all. This is what I'm saying. This is why you need to get behind everybody's individual freedoms and get off of this group nonsense, because they'll turn on you. We're going to get away with it. Yeah, you think it's funny now. You gonna take my old pictures out, ain't you? Yeah, I know. You ain't getting out to that site. Yo, baby, I got some old swimsuit pictures. It'd be like the old, like, swim. And that's all the husband got. That's all I got. All right, not funny. Listen, I believe in your right to do whatever you want, but when you turn against other people's rights, you can expect it to get turned on you. That's exactly how that works. Boy, you know what? I hope, I might pray for this, because this might bring some change. This might bring some real change. I hope that one of these women running for election with the vagina thing, I hope that she makes it a talking point that she gonna put facial recognition on internet porn. I hope, I do. I don't want them to do it, but I hope they do it, because you will have the lowest voter turnout. It won't be a man, it won't be a husband. Oh, goodness gracious. I think you need to get one on one side and the other on the other side. And we might have freedom. We might have some freedom, because, boy, you touch other people's stuff, they're fine with that. They don't care about your guns, your war, your health care. Nobody care about anybody else's stuff. Well, you touch that porn, it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight. There you go. Listen, if y'all want to keep your porn, you better stand up for women's rights. You better stand up for them being equal. I'm trying to tell you, you better stop buying. Christmas time coming, they are about to buy you some pots and pans. They still do that. They're gonna buy you a robe. Y'all better stop. You better treat women right. I'm telling you, it's a whole bunch of. They're gonna line up to you. Internet porn is done. It's done. I'm telling you, you better. All right, I'm finished with that. Oh, gosh. Oh, it's spinning for you, Deborah. You got to go back out and come back in. That's false realities. False reality. That is something else, too. That's going to be the last pair that you ever see. I'm sorry. That's funny. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not funny. It's not funny. That is not funny. If that's the last pair that you see in your life, that's not funny. I know. I'm with you. I'm with you. You know, that's tyranny. It's tyranny. You should have a right. You should have a right to see somebody not some granny drawers. I agree with you, but you know, you didn't stand up for them. So they gonna vote against you. All right, on that note, I gotta go. I'm done. Listen, this is Gerard. Y'all have a great day. Happy Monday. I'm out of here. I know it's not funny. It's not funny. I can't stop laughing. I don't know why I can't stop laughing. It's not funny. But y'all gonna lose your porn. That's all I'm saying. You're gonna lose your porn. You're gonna lose your porn, you're gonna lose your porn, you're gonna lose your porn. You better stand up for the most abused people on this planet that ever existed, every race, religion, nation, abused in every war, before the war, after the war, during the war, prima nocta, and all of that. If you don't stand up for them people, they're gonna take your porn, and then you're gonna have an imagination. But you know what? That might be a good thing. Because then people can imagine it again. They can use their imagination. It's just an illusion. All right, anyway, I gotta go. Y'all have a great day. Somebody's upset. I know they're upset. They're not laughing. The women laughing out. The guys like. That's how I go. All right, I'm out of here. Y'all have a great day. I'm out.